Hello and welcome. Adita Lang here, and in today's strength and bodyweight class, we are going to be working on posture. All the muscles that actually represent how tall we are. What do you think? I think it's a great idea. So with that said, I want you to have a nice cleared out area, nothing to get into your way. You'll want a light set of dumbbells close by and also a mat, water, so drink when you're thirsty, take breaks when you need to, and work at a pace that's comfortable to you. Simply starting here, just bending the knees at the center, tapping your toe. Now, since this is a posture class, let's talk posture. Shoulders are back and down, which lifts your chest up. Now at the same time, brace from the center by pulling your rib cage in ever so slightly to engage the abdominals. And reach the arms forward. As your arms go forward, your shoulders still stay back and down. And both arms to the side. As you're reaching to the side, lift the leg up. Landing with a nice soft knee. Inhale and exhale. Toes back down, one arm forward. And this time, adding in a leg curl and an arm curl. And bringing that forward, inch your knee up. Now, as your knees come up, I want you to think about that bracing of the center. Pull in just ever so slightly from the rib cage, and arms go up. Full inhale, full exhale. You have 4 and 3. Now 2 and 1. Come down for a landing. Left leg forward, right leg back, bending the right knee and pressing the tailbone all the way back. Keeping the chest up so you keep neutral spine, and inhale up and exhale back. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale, one more. Hold here, tailbone back. And come up. Now stepping the right leg back, roll through the back heel, down and up and down, and reach. One more time. Hold the heel down, lunge forward. Chest is up, shoulders back. And release. The other leg comes forward. Digging your heel to the floor, bending the left leg and hinging from the hips. And reach up and back. Reach up and back. Tailbone back. Keeping your neutral spine, one more. Hold here. Up, step all the way back. Now roll through the foot. This time open the arms wide and out. One more time. And hold. Lunge forward, feeling the stretch in your calf. Deep breath. Exhale and hold. Coming center, one arm across the chest and release again. One more. Other side, arm across the chest, release, and come back in, and release, arm across the chest, and release. Now shoulders up, back, and around. All the way up, back, and around. I think we're ready. One more time, and bring yourself center. So, starting off, we're going to talk about this hinge that I talk about so much. You can stay facing me, but I'm going to turn sideways so you can actually see me better. Your feet are hip distance, which means your feet are right underneath your hip joint. Now, soft bend in the knee, that stays, nothing changes there, and you simply hinge and come up. So, arms at Genie, hinge, come up from the hip. Now, this is keeping neutral spine, so your chest still stays up in the air, the shoulders stay back and down, but you are simply bending from the hip joint. You have 4 and 3. Now 2 and 1. So think of that as rehearsals. I think I'll stay sideways so you can keep seeing me, but I want you to look, you can look straight towards me. This time we're going to hinge down and we're going to lift one knee up. So you have to balance, come down, hinge, and do the same with the other leg. Are you ready? Arms at Genie. Feet are under the hip joints, small bend in the knees, hinge, left leg up, come center, hinge, right leg up. Chest is tall, you're looking forward, keeping your shoulders down and back, and giving yourself this split second to balance and down. And when you set your foot down, you want to set your foot down right at the exact same spot. So you are always keeping your feet hip distance. Hinge and lift. Pull in from your center and up. Inhale and exhale. Now, as you're hinging, the minute you feel your hamstrings, then that's enough. You don't necessarily have to bend all the way down, and all of our hinges are different, really depending on our flexibility and our strength. So I want you to think about what's happening with your body, and the minute you feel the hamstring stretch, that's where you stop and lift the knee. Inhale and exhale. One more on each side. And excellent. Are you ready to go to the floor? Keeping these small weights by your side and mat to the ground. This is also another great time to grab some water so that we are ready to go. Start with the legs extended, hip distance. Deep breath and exhale and hinge. This time your hinge is more of a stretch. Inhale here and exhale, chest is up. So you feel the lengthening in the hamstrings. Come up one more time. Hinge and lift. Crossing one leg over. Hinge forward. Now lift the knee and turn. And repeat that. Hinge forward and turn. Enjoying the lengthening of the right leg and then feeling the stretch in the hip of the left. Hold and release. Other side, same thing. Cross the leg over, deep breath. Exhale and hinge. And now rotate. One more time. And hold. And release. Bring yourself over to hands and knees. And we are going to set up one weight on either side. And the first thing I want you to do is to find your center. I want you to feel very, very centered. Left leg will go back and still finding your center, and right arm forward. Now pull in from the rib cage, so feel that contraction so that your abdominals are engaged. And now lift 1 inch up and 1 inch down. And I want you to move slow enough that you feel that you're completely steady. You have full control over this movement. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come center. Center your body weight again. Right leg back, left arm forward. And 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Again, moving slow enough that you have full control. You're looking down at the ground, pulling in from the rib cage. And take note. I want you to, in your mind, decide, what side did I feel steadier on? That has to do with, we either have equal strength on both sides of our spine, or maybe we don't, and we have to work on that. 3 more. 2, and 1. Separate your knees, come back into child's pose. And now bring yourself forward. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Tailbone comes down, creating more or less of a straight line from the tip of your head to your knees. You're looking down. Now think only shoulder blades. Pull up from the abdominals and allow the shoulder blades to squeeze together and then apart. And squeeze together and apart. Now with this, you have a little bit of a contraction in the rib cage. So those abdominals are engaged. This keeps neutral spine. Inhale and exhale. And glance at your elbows. They should not be bending. They just stay neutral. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come back to all fours. Right leg back, left arm forward. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. contracting from the rib cage, keeping the body very steady. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, the other side, and lift. 1 inch up, 1 inch down, keeping yourself nice and steady. So if you're moving slower than me, that's okay. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring those arms underneath the shoulders, tailbone down, nice straight line from the tip of the head. You're engaging the rib cage. And now squeeze the shoulder blades and release. And squeeze and release. See, between your shoulder blades, you have this little muscle called the rhomboids. And that muscle's job is to keep you standing up straight without rolling your shoulders forward. The problem is when that muscle decides it just doesn't feel like doing anything, it allows your shoulders to roll forward. So we need to make sure we always keep the muscle engaged so it pulls your shoulders back naturally. 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Separate the knees, come back again. And coming back to all fours. Taking 1 light weight. So the 3 points that are on the floor, your right hand and the 2 knees, I want them to have the equal amount of weight. The elbow comes into the side and pushes forward. Inhale and exhale. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come center. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulder is back. Reach forward. Now you can place a towel underneath your knees, or you could just sit straight down on the floor if you wanted to. I don't want this to bother your knees at all. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, other side. Balance your body weight first, then reach the arm forward and back. Inhale and exhale, keeping the rib cage engaged. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking your body up, elbow into the side, and reach forward. Pull in from your center. Keep the shoulders down and back. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Now, that weight goes to the floor. Let's go down into the elbows and the knees into a plank position. Focusing on the left leg. Now, here's the secret. You do not want to lift the leg. I want you to think about contracting the left glute, and that will lift the leg. That's your goal. So, you're centered, contract the glute, and release. If you're squeezing the muscle tight enough, it will not lift very high. And it will be, because you are contracting the muscle, that is what's lifting up the leg. So more energy is being expelled. It's a better thing. 5, 4, contract the muscle. 3, 2, and 1. Come down the other side, same thing. Contract and release. Use your breathing. Inhale one way, exhale the other. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring your body back into all fours position. Taking the left arm, balancing your weight on all 3 points, elbow in and forward. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come center, sitting up tall, shoulders back and down. and reach forward. Pulling in from your center. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weight comes down. Again, find your center in all 3 points. Weight in hand, elbow in, and press forward. So as the weight feels heavier, this is when I need you to basically engage the center even more. So whatever you're doing exercise-wise, think of that. When things get challenging, engage your center. It will actually give you more power. 3, 2, and 1. Pull yourself up, shoulders back and down, and reach forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now setting your weight down, I'm going to move this weight to the back because we're going to need this space in a minute. But first things first, back down into your plank position, pulling up from the rib cage and focusing on the left glute. Contract the muscle and release. Inhale and exhale. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, balance your weight, and contract the right glute. It's a big difference than lifting. So you're not lifting intentionally, you're just contracting the muscle, and in turn, the leg comes up off the ground. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring yourself over onto your back and both knees into the chest. Think of this like a little intermission. One leg goes up, heel to the sky, tailbone into the floor, and pull the leg towards you. Release, inhale and exhale. And release. Other side. Leg goes up, tailbone down, heel up, pull the leg towards you. Inhale and exhale. And release. Hands behind the head. So the first things first, I want you to hover off the ground about an inch. So you're just in the air. Now from here, I want you to feel the weight of your head, which is 8 to 10 pounds. Granted, some of you might have 12-pound head. I don't know. But for the average, 8 to 10 pounds. So you're feeling that weight in your hands. Now, take your awareness and move it to the rib cage. And I want you to feel the rib cage squeeze and close, and then open. And close and open. Feel your ribs move. Inhale one way, exhale the other. Five more. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come center, take both arms out to the side, knees into the chest, and allow the knees to fall over to the right. Now at that same time, push your left shoulder into the floor just for the stretch. Hold yourself here. Pulling in from the rib cage and the same to the other side. So legs go left, but the right shoulder stays against the floor. And come back to center. Both feet down, keeping your arms out. Now the legs come up and they are bent approximately 90 degrees. And I want you to feel how the shoulders feel against the floor, because your goal is to keep both shoulders against the floor no matter what I tell you to do. So now the legs are going to move to the right, but the left shoulder has to stay down. And when you can no longer hold the left shoulder on the floor, stop. Pull in from the rib cage and squeeze and slowly move the legs to the other side. Same thing. Now right shoulder stays down, and then up. So the minute you can't hold the shoulder down, that's when you're going to contract the rib cage into the center of the body and move the legs all at the same time. Inhaling one way and exhaling the other. Two more. One more time on both sides. And take your legs back to the center, setting your feet to the floor, hands behind the head, and hover off the mat. So move your awareness to the rib cage and feel the rib cage close and open. And you're feeling the weight of your head in your hands. This way you're not pulling from your upper body. What is lifting your shoulders up off the floor is the actual contraction of your rib cage, not the hands. Five more. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, both arms go out once again, knees are bent, and allow the legs to go over to the left, right shoulder stays down. And then contract from the ribs and move to the other side, keeping both shoulders against the floor at all times. I know in our minds we believe sometimes that more is better, but moving your legs further towards the floor isn't going to make the exercise become any more efficient. It really is all about form and technique when it comes to training. Inhale one way, exhale the other. You have 4 on each side. This is 3. Here's 2. Last one. And 1. Bring those knees to the center, pull them in. Inhale and exhale. And hold. Now bring your body over to the side, extending the arm out and just allowing your head to rest on the arm. Your hips are stacked, which means that if I had a straight wall behind me, my hips would be one on top of the other. From here, let the top leg hover and lift the entire leg up and down just a couple of inches, squeezing from your glute as you lift the leg up. Inhale and exhale. Pulling in from the center. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Now, if you had a marker on your knee, just bear with me. You have a marker on your knee, I want you to draw a box. So you're gonna push away, you're gonna lift up, come forward and down. So you're drawing a box. Lift up, come forward, down, and push away. Up, forward, down, push away. We have 4 more. And 3. Here's 2. Last one. And set your leg down. Now the same thing to the other side. all the way down. Stack your hips one on top of the other. Top leg hovers and lift and lower. Now think about contracting the glute as the leg goes up. Inhale and exhale. Contracting from the rib cage. You have 4, 3, 2, and hold. Now remember the marker on the knee. Draw your box, push the knee away, lift, come forward and down. Away, lift, come forward and down. Full inhale, full exhale. Up, forward, down. We have 2 more. 1 more. And allow the leg to rest. Excellent. This is another great time to grab some water and cross one leg over. Deep breath here and exhale, hinge forward and hold. Allow the hip to release. Now pull your knee in and hold to the side. And release other side. Deep breath, exhale and hinge forward. And come center. Taking both legs into a butterfly, feet together, deep breath, and exhale, hinge forward and hold. Again, inhale, exhale. And release. Now you can place your legs either in front or cross, any way that you feel comfortable sitting. I want you to take both hands behind the head and slowly turn your upper body to the left. Pulling your left elbow back as far as you can. Lift up high from the chest, still keeping the shoulders back and down. And bring yourself to the front. Now turn to the right. And slowly come forward. Again, left side. And forward, right side. Back to the front. This time your chin goes down to the chest. Deep breath up. Exhale, chin down. And come up, dropping the arms down, shoulders up, back, and around. Using your breath. Full inhale, full exhale. 1 more. Hold the shoulders down, taking the chin over to one side. Both shoulders are down. Now come center and the other side. Back to the front, left side. And front, right side. Come back to the front. Now interlace your hands, stretch your fingers out towards me. And release. And again, stretch. Release. You know when we have a pen in our hand for too long, or maybe we're on the computer for too long, things like this make our hands tense. Actually, I was chopping yesterday in the kitchen, and that made my hands tense. There was a lot of cutting to do. 1 more. Now hold here and stretch the arms up and release. 1 more. Stretch those arms forward, all the way up. Release. 1 more time. Arms come forward and up and release. Shoulders back, up, back, and around in a big circle. Full inhale, full exhale. And hold your shoulders down. Now bringing the ear to the shoulder, pressing the opposite shoulder down. release, inhale, and exhale down one more time. Now head back to center, the other side, ear to shoulder, release, deep breath, and exhale and hold. And release. Thank you so much for joining me in today's class. Go out there, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, and keep moving.